Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 17 Pro and compare it against the iPhone 14 Plus and see which particular iPhone is a better one for you. Now, the thing I can definitely tell you about both these iPhones is that they're both very, very good. If you have all the money in the world, clearly go for the 17 Pro. But I think for some people, the 14 Plus is still like a decent device. I still think it's a good phone for the most part. And if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, then definitely pick up something like a 17 Pro. But if you do want to pick up either one of these phones or some other ones that I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular iPhones. The iPhone 14 Plus originally came out back in 2022. And the thing with this particular device is that for a lot of people and for a lot of situations out there, this type of phone, I think, is still a pretty good option for some people. It's giving you a pretty large 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. And, without a doubt, it's a good panel. It's going to be giving you a pretty high refresh. It's 60 Hz, so it's not even that high. It's pretty standard. It's going to be giving you, good layout. You're getting the notch up top. It is a slimmer notch than the original iPhone with notches, but, still a notch. A little bit of bezel. It doesn't really get that bright, and it definitely does feel like a more outdated type of panel. The issue and the situation that we're kind of running into here with the iPhone 14 Plus is that the refresh rate just really isn't that great. The panel itself still is good though, like it's an OLED display, it's fairly big, the resolution is still pretty nice, but it's just like an outdated panel because of the lack of a high refresh rate. And that is something you're going to run into time and time again. So for me personally, I think that right there, that is going to be one of the biggest takeaways here. And if you are going through and picking up a device, that is going to be one of the bigger problems. The iPhone 17 Pro, on the other hand, is giving you a 6.3-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. So this one is going to be an LTPO panel, which is already nicer. It's going to be giving you an always-on display, dynamic island, 3000 nits of peak brightness, and a ProMotion display. There's pretty much no way that the 14 Plus is better unless you want a bigger size screen. Even at a bigger size screen, you're still giving up some things. So I'd rather have a smaller display that's like the iPhone 17 Pro than a bigger display like the iPhone 14 Plus. Like there's really no competition there, and that is going to be one of the biggest differences here without a doubt. So for me personally, I think that right there is going to be a pretty big deal when it kind of comes down to it. So from the front side, definitely the 17 Pro wins. On the bottom, the iPhone 14 Plus is giving you a Lightning port. The 17 Pro is giving you a USB Type-C port. You're going to be getting the, frosted glass back on the iPhone 17 Pro. 14 Plus, the standard glass back. And both of them do give you like a good type of experience for sure. But the 17 Pro is by far going to be the one that's going to feel a lot more premium. That's the device that I look at. And, if I'm going to go through and pick up a device, definitely something like a 17 Pro, that one's going to feel like more of a flagship to me than something like a 14 Plus. So from that side, without a doubt, the outside of the 17 Pro for sure wins more so than the 14 Plus. From a price tag standpoint, the 14 Plus is still giving you a good layout, but the advantage of this phone is that it is going to be significantly cheaper. So if you are trying to get the phone that is going to be slightly cheaper here, the 14 Plus is probably going to be the one that's going to be the one for you. The 17 Pro costs like, $1,100. So that is a pretty expensive type of phone when it comes down to it from that side. So that's kind of like one of those other things to keep in mind there as well. When it comes down to their cameras, the iPhone 14 Plus is going to be giving you this dual camera setup on the backside. It's a 12 megapixel wide and ultra-wide camera. The 17 Pro is giving you 48 megapixel cameras all throughout. So this right there is going to be a really big thing in and of itself. Because once again, if you're trying to get the phone that is going to be giving you a better type of experience, the 17 Pro, there's really no competition. The iPhone 17 Pro is going to be giving you a significantly better type of experience here than something like an iPhone 14 Plus. So I feel like for me personally, if I'm going to go through and pick up a device, then definitely the 17 Pro wins. You're also able to do 8x zoom on the 17 Pro, where the 14 Plus does 1x zoom. The 17 Pro does like 8 times more zooming in than the 14 Plus. It also gives you center stage capability on that front camera and dual capture mode. It gives you a lot more features all throughout. It's going to give you a higher megapixel count through those photos and videos as well. So if you're trying to go through once again and get the better camera, the 17 Pro is going to be significantly better here. The 14 Plus camera, I don't really think is that bad though. Like you're still going to be able to get a good sensor. Like it's not going to be terrible. And if you're trying to go through and get a camera that works still and gives you a good experience, then definitely something like the iPhone 14 Plus is good enough. But if you don't want good enough, if you want the better option, the 17 Pro by far is going to be the better one in this particular situation. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now, when it comes down to software longevity, this is also going to be another one of those key takeaways. If you're trying to get the phone that is going to be giving you a longer lasting software support, then something like the iPhone 17 Pro, once again, that's going to be the one that's going to be significantly better in this particular situation. So, if you're trying to get the phone that is going to be lasting in terms of software support, the 17 Pro wins. But the iPhone 14 Plus is still supported with software. That one is still good to go. And it's not like that one is going to be terrible or anything like that. Like that one is still a good option too. But like I mentioned, if you are trying to get the phone that is going to be lasting in terms of software support, once again, you probably want to get the phone that is going to be lasting a little bit longer. And something like an iPhone 17 Pro could be the one that might be giving you a better option in that particular standpoint as well. And finally, actually, when it comes down to the battery life, the iPhone 14 Plus's battery life is kind of interesting. That one is said to be giving you 26 hours of video playback, where the iPhone 17 Pro is giving you 33 hours of video playback. So from that side too, if you're trying to get the phone, once again, that's going to be giving you a slightly better experience here than the 17 Pro in this particular standpoint as well. That's going to be another big, advantage, because you're going to be able to go through and get a little bit of a better type of experience from that particular side, which for me personally, I think is a really nice thing to have. And now finally, when it comes down to the performance, the iPhone 14 Plus was giving you that Apple A15 bonding chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM, where the 17 Pro was giving you the Apple A19 Pro chipset inside of it with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Twice the amount of RAM on the iPhone 17 Pro and a significantly better type of experience on that type of device, which, like I mentioned before, in and of itself is amazing. Having the capability of going through and picking up those types of devices is something that's so awesome, because the 17 Pro is going to be significantly better. And like I said before, if I'm in the market and I'm going through and getting a device, that right there is going to be a really big difference. So keep that in mind as you're going through and picking up these types of phones, because if you're wanting the phone, again, that is going to be the faster one. The iPhone 17 Pro, there's pretty much no, comparison here. It's going to be significantly better without a doubt. So to kind of sum up this video, what I definitely will tell you is that, in my personal opinion, from what I can see, something like the iPhone 17 Pro, there's really not that much competition here from an iPhone standpoint. That one is going to be significantly better in almost every single way. If you're wanting the phone that's going to be the fastest, best performing device in whichever which way you can think about it, then something like the iPhone 17 Pro, that is the one I'd recommend more people to buy. That's the one that's going to be significantly better, and that's the most beautiful one here, right? So if I'm picking up an iPhone, then definitely something like an iPhone, 17 Pro, that's the one that I'm looking at. But if you want to save some money, you can always go for an iPhone 14 Plus, but even then, I wouldn't even recommend doing that. What I actually would recommend doing is to go through and buy something like an iPhone, maybe like an iPhone 15 Pro or 15 Pro Max. If you want to save a little bit of money, you can also swing and buy one of those phones and not have to spend as much on a 17 Pro, but still get a really good device when it comes down to it. So I feel like from that side too, that is kind of one of those other things. And if I'm going to go through and pick up a device, that right there, without a doubt, is one of the most important things I can kind of think about. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.